Coming to you from the Deep South, this is the Blue Collar Leadership Podcast. High-impact leadership is not reserved for leaders, and it has nothing to do with your position, title, or rank. However, it does have everything to do with your character. It's time to climb to the next level and beyond, personally and professionally. Now, let's start making it happen with your host, Mac Story.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for stopping by the Blue Collar Leadership Podcast today. Today, I got a great guest. He's been on before. His name is Mr. Jason Denam, but he's actually at a new location since the last time I talked to him. If you listen to the podcast regularly, or if you listen to this episode and you actually want to go back and hear 3 other episodes with Jason, he was actually on episode 133, 134, and 135 a while back. But I met Jason back in 2013, I believe. He was in one of my leadership development sessions at an electrical construction company. And what's awesome is he's pretty low down in the org chart then, but in these last 7 years, he's been climbing that ladder like crazy. So welcome to the Blue Collar Leadership Podcast again, Mr. Jason.
Hello, everyone. Thanks, Max. Thanks for having me, man. It's a pleasure to be on here with you, man. Yeah, so I done moved on. I'm at a new company now. I'm with a great company. I'm at an employer of choice, a company that you really want to work for. I work for Kilgore Industries now. Great CEO, great organization.
Yeah, Jeff Kilgore, he makes it happen down there, don't he?
Oh, yeah, man. He's all on top of it, man. Real personal. I consider a friend of mine. I could text him and email him and get a real quick response, man. He kind of recruited me in the organization. Think real highly of him, man. He's a great leader. He's all on top of leadership. He's sending me leadership books upon he meet me in person, and we kind of talked about him and developed kind of a book club relationship. And we still do that, man. And great guy. He promotes the blue collar leadership like you, and has events down in Houston annually for the last 3 years. So yeah, we look forward to that.
Yeah, that's cool, man. I know you guys have a great motto at Kilgore. Our people make us awesome. Y'all really believe that?
Yeah, our people make us awesome. Yes, sir. Our people make us awesome, man. It's great when you can work in an environment where you walk around the office and everybody's smiling, everybody happy, man. And the culture when you want to go to work and to the culture that when you leave work, you still. Well, for me, I'm still thinking about work, still trying to pursue and win, man. So, yeah, man, it's a great culture, man. Excellent culture, the best culture I've seen in a construction company in my years in the industry.
It's pretty cool. It's the kind of culture that you and I've been talking about for the past 7 years. But last year, when did you start? When did you start with Kilgore?
I started August of last year.
Okay, and it's one of those kind of places you've been hoping for and waiting for.
Oh, man, it's like a dream come true, Mr. Mac, man. Jeff, like I said, Jeff got him and his brother Ken run a great organization, man. Very solid. Where the culture counts. It matters how you talk to people, how you treat people, and we got all kinds of slogans to help us remind that. We have purpose statements. We got the whole 9.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I remember when Rhea and I first got to go there back in October of 2018. He got us out there to do a day and a half of workshops with his crew, and I mean, it was great. Then we went back last year in 2019 for another 12 hours worth, and pretty cool. But he brought you in. They got you Kilgore's headquarters. They started out in Houston, but Jeff brought you in. I know you don't want to like to say it because I know you live this thing about same thing as me. Titles don't really matter. But for everybody listening, I want to know. You actually VP of electrical construction in Dallas, Fort Worth area, and you actually responsible for building the electrical construction division for Kilgore in the Dallas market, Fort Worth market from scratch, right? That's what he brought you in there to do?
Yes, sir, man. It's a true blessing going back, man. Jeff, like I said, brought me in, and I'm over all the electrical in the DFW market, and just lead the guys. Man. Like if you look at my business card, there's no title on it. You look at my
it don't say
signature on
VP?
my email. No, it don't say nothing like
it
that.
Don't say
man.
big
All it says is electrical. No, sir. All it says is electrical, man. I like to keep all the playing grounds even with everybody I communicate with. I don't want to throw a title on nobody that'll push me back or not give me the right response that I'm looking for. So, I do away with the title, man.
That's good stuff. You just on a team like everybody else, right? You just got different jobs.
Yes, sir. Just a team, man. Just got a lot of families I'm responsible for. So that's why I have to keep on pushing. We are actually doing work in Houston as well from our electrical division in Dallas. So We got work around Texas. Yes, sir.
Okay. So one thing I want to say, Jason, just to my audience who listens, because I got people listening now like 120 or plus countries around the world and all over the United States. But for those folks in the U.S. who may be in the construction business or might want to get into construction business, you guys have, I know you're going to be showcasing what you do and you guys do in Dallas, but Houston's got, they're a full-blown MEP, right?
Oh, yeah. We're a huge organization. So our corporate office, we're corporate office out of Houston. That's our corporate office. We got offices in San Antonio, Austin, and now Dallas. We full MEP. We do design, build. We do multifamily, aviation. We do it all. We provide service in all those areas as well. And a great company, man. If anybody looking for a job for HVAC, mechanical, or plumbing, or electrical job, they should definitely seek Kilgore out in Texas.
Because that's one thing I like, for my audience to hear is when I get other people on, especially folks like you guys, because I know who you guys are. Nobody's perfect. They ain't going to be a perfect person or a perfect organization, but I know you guys from top to bottom are really focused on doing the stuff that I talk about all the time. I know Jeff, before you even got to work there, I know Jeff was having blue collar leadership books and all kind of things like that at the front desk down there at the headquarters, giving them out pretty much to anybody who works there and anybody who walked in and happened to want any. So, I really want to showcase you guys because people who value what we value are looking for organizations who value what we value. Just like you guys really focus on hiring for character. You especially, I know, do, right?
Oh, yeah. Right now, I'm still kind of in the early phase, so I'm hiring off relationships and falls back to character on people I've worked with in my tenure out here in the DFW. But, a person I don't know, I usually, if they a green guy coming in, I might not do this unless according on how they come in or how quick I got to hire them. But for like a person I got to think about a while or send through a 3-step process, we have a 3-step interviewing process. A person has to send through that. I give them one of your books, Mr. Back, your books, Blue Collar Leadership book, the Blue Book. I had to give it to the guy and I say, and give it to them and tell them to read it. And when the second interview comes up, I, question what they thought about it and see if they read it or not. So, so I hire off character because, I can teach, anybody how to do anything on the mechanical, the science side, but the character side is that's where that's what's going to happen when I'm not there. That's going to be people being late for work or lying on the application. That comes back to character. Anything that'll get a person fired is going to result back to character. So that's why I try to hire off of character.
And you can tell anybody out there listening in the audience, no matter what field they're in, what kind of work they do, if they want to work at a company that's got really great leadership, they better be working and growing and developing their character before they show up for the interview. What you think?
Oh yeah, you got to, man. You got to self-develop. And that's one thing I love with, Kilgore, Jeff, and Ken, they promote, we have to, as leaders, we have to self-develop. And in our evaluation, we're asked, what are we doing to self-develop ourselves? We got to continue to grow. The market's continually changing. The electrical systems are continuing to change. The mechanical system, plumbing change. Everything's changing. So a person that's not self-educated outside of the job and trying to sell, they're going to stay stagnant in life, in my opinion.
Yep. They're going to get left behind by those who are getting after it, ain't they?
Yeah, they're going to make the person who's getting after it look good.
Yeah, if they ain't developing themselves, the ones who are going to look really, really good in a hurry. And really, it ain't that hard.
Man,
It ain't that hard to shine.
I try to tell my guys. No, it ain't, man. It's something simple. It's like we do safety. Every Monday morning, my field guys, I do, Jeff and Ken, they was good enough. Jeff got me the certification, your blue collar leadership certification for the Blue Book. So what I do, I took the leadership nuggets and I sent it out with my safety meetings every Monday. Well, I actually give them a month worth of them at a time. But they do 10 minutes of safety and 10 minutes of leadership every Monday morning, all my jobs. And then they send the sign-in sheets in to me, and then I forward them into the office, and one goes to safety and one goes to training, because what's cool about Kilgore, we have Kilgore University. So we state recognized as a school that ties to the labor board, and all your hours accredited, and we teach mechanical, electrical, and plumbing in-house, and all training hours get compiled up under your name. So you get leadership training hours, you can work on your trade training hours. So basically at Kilgore you can train on your character and your competency.
That's outstanding, man. And for people who don't understand, Kilgore is it ain't a little mom and pop shop, is it?
Oh no, sir. We around 1,000 employees, man. Around $200 million company. So
that's
pretty good.
You guys are doing outstanding. 1,000 people in a construction company. That's a good sized construction company. There's a lot of people to keep track of and be responsible for and be responsible to. So tell me, what's different about Kilgore? You ain't got to really talk about all the other places you work. I know you worked at quite a few different electrical construction companies, but what's Jeff do that separates Kilgore from other industries? Not just ones you've been in, but just in general, because you know about a lot of the other ones, whether you worked in them or not. What is it he personally does? And I hope I can get him on here. I know he's super busy and running that organization, but I'm gonna try to get him on here one of these days for sure. But I'm letting you speak for him at the moment.
Every month we have a monthly leadership meeting that Jeff holds. He holds it himself. Come prepared. Have a on-time meeting. That's one thing we preach. We have on-time meetings with agenda. He come and very informative, let our leaders know what they need to know and what they need to spread out throughout the company. So, like I said, he does that himself. He's the CEO. And he's always there. Every time we go to an event, every time I go to something, I see him there. And that's great to see the leader of the company present, at all the functions and everything. So he's real down. He's down on the level field with everybody else. And
he's always growing, isn't he?
Oh yeah, he's always going. Man, you go in his office, man, he got a bookshelf. He got books hanging off just right off the edge. He got them in the closet too, man. So he's always buying books and self-developing too. That's why I think me and him got a kind of connection, because I like to self-develop and he like to. And like I said, we share books and great CEO. Best CEO I ever seen. Besides the company I met you at, I've just been to 2 companies in between there, but besides, the first company I met you, it's been the only company I've ever seen that did character. But, on a whole lot bigger scale, that was a way smaller company back home.
Yeah, so you're at your second company. How many other companies
of
outside?
you deal with a lot character of development
and all that. Yeah, you dealt with a bunch of contractors, all different kind of companies in your career. How many of the other ones have you ever heard of doing anything like you guys do at Kilgore?
Oh, no one. I've never been in a headquarters of an office where you walk in and you see leadership and lean books behind the counter for anybody to grab. I guess anybody that comes in our office is free of those books, and Jeff just buys them. So I've never seen that, ever.
It's pretty cool, man. That's why you on the interview, today on the podcast, and that's why I want to get Jeff on, because you guys are doing something special, man. And there's a lot of hard chargers out there who deserve to work in an organization like you guys have. Y'all are looking for them; they're looking for you, but you don't know about each other. So that's one reason I want you guys on here talking to my audience, so people who are interested in your industry, know what to do. So what do you do? What do you do with your team? I know you're just establishing that team, but you got a decent sized team started. You got a lot of work going on already, and it's only going to get to be more and more and more, because I know what kind of leader you are. You're going you and your team are going to get some work. But what do? You talk about the leadership nuggets. Don't you do something once a month or something like that too yourself?
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's important them to see, the person that's supposed to be the leader, to do something, So I have a monthly Saturday volunteer class for anybody up here in the Dallas market, anybody that wants to come, and we have book study. We actually just finished the Blue Book, and now we're finna move on. We voting on what book we want to go to next as a whole once we, make a group decision. But been having great turnout. And there again, the guys come in. We come in a couple of hours on the weekend, Saturday. I don't pay the guys, but the hours get a credit to the training, to the Kilgore University training hours. So they get 2 hours on every first of the month Saturday. They credit for that. So I do that on Saturdays. And weekly, my office guys, we huddle together and we have our little 30-minute meeting on Wednesdays. 10, 15 minutes. We do a chapter in the book and we talk. So we do, we self-developing ourselves. We're going through the culture book in the office at this time. So just continue to drip. So we're just on the 3rd chapter. We just started it. So I just got, the office together, kind of calm the dust settling a little bit. So, we just starting. So we 3 weeks in on it.
Okay. So for the folks out there listening, you are the VP of that area, and it's going to be a big team when you get done building it. But for the folks out there listening, everybody that's listening ain't a VP of any company. Some of them are just entry-level front line. But when they hear, when they're listening to you talking about you guys are growing and developing yourself, you're leading these things, as a top leader in a big organization, why do y'all do that? Not just self-development. That's a word that a lot of people don't really know what that really means. They know what it means on the surface, but why are y'all really doing it? Why do you value it so much?
I mean, we value people. I mean, it goes back to our purpose. Our purpose is to provide the best experience, provide the best opportunity for personal growth for our workers and the best value and experience for our customers. That's why we do it. That's our purpose. Yes, sir.
So do the teams, do they work better together when they go through these book studies and they do this? Do you see something different in them in this company that does this versus people in the company where they don't do it?
Yes, sir, because they hold themselves accountable. And it gives me a time, man, to highlight some guys. I got some guys, man, like I said, I'm new. I just bringing these guys in I had relationships with, but I had 2 guys, Marcus and Edgar. I had them on the job. I call these guys on a Friday evening, Mr. Mack. And they get off at 3:30. I call these guys at 3 o'clock. The GC called me. He said they need, I need to get this done. Was putting some receptacles in because they was bringing some exercise equipment in Saturday, and they wanted to have the power there. They was doing some floor boxes. Contractor. That's the general contractor.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, the general contractor called me and was asked for overtime, asked for something, asked for a favor more or less. So I told my guys, do y'all mind getting that knocked out for me? Let you alone. These guys at 3 o'clock, they're getting off in 30 more minutes. Some guys stay to work on a Friday. Them guys stay to work at 7 o'clock for me that night to get that knocked out. And I highlighted the guys in the class on Saturday, and that gets me an opportunity to highlight the guys and thank them for doing that. I mean, but it all goes back to character and how I treat my guys. I treat everybody equal. I don't put myself above anybody. I go out on the job site. I shake everybody's hand, have a quick conversation with everybody, know everybody's kids, family, and all that. Be real personal with the guys and make the guys, I really care about my guys and make them feel that.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. And, when you talk about that, when anybody who listens to this podcast knows I'm always talking about leadership as influence. So when you're teaching this kind of stuff on a regular basis and you're expecting your leaders down the org chart to be teaching it to their teams, which is, the leadership nuggets they're doing on Mondays that you're sending out with the safety meeting. But when people are actually doing this, we say leadership is influence. So those 2 guys who made that happen, did their influence go up with you or down when they made that happen?
Oh, it went up tremendously. I even shouted them out. I got to shout them out in the leadership class. So, it it's just very rewarding when you feel good. It makes you feel good inside. So yeah, it's grown tremendous for me because now that something. It's a give and take relationship out here. So something they might need a favor out of me. Well, I need to go handle this for something. Well, yeah, I'm gonna let you go take care of that, man, because you took care of me when I needed you. So that's how it goes. I mean, that's a big deal. You gotta take care of your people.
And what happened to your relationship with the client? Not only did they build their influence with you, but what happened to Kilgore's influence as a company supplier for that client who needed it done?
Oh, for the GC, our reputation went up of making it happen. Not making a big deal out of a couple of hours, making something happen for the project that in the end made everybody happy. So our reputation score went up on that one.
Yeah, that's a critical piece when a leader's trying to do what you're trying to do, and Jeff's trying to do is build that organization from scratch in a new market. One of the primary things you got to do is grow and develop your influence, and it can't just be you, can't just be Jeff, can't just be you, Jason. It's got to be the team. The team's going to build that organization.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's.
I mean, it goes back to like guys. I mean, you got like guys. I mean, you said team. I got a guy Johnson. He had one of your books, the blue book, laying on his coffee table, and one of his neighbors came over, and this neighbor had just moved up from Louisiana, and he called me after reading your book. He got my number from Johnson. He called me and started talking about your book, Mr. Mack. Man, I was blown away, man. I just about pulled on the side of the road. He said he was looking for a job. So I said, man, you need to get down here as fast as you can, man. Put your application in, man. I'm going to hire you, man. As long as you got your 10 fingers and 10 toes, you can physically do this work, I'm finna hire you right now.
because you learned a lot about his character because he was interested in the book.
Yeah, because he just picked up the book off the coffee table and started reading it on himself. Didn't nobody make him do that. And then it sparked the interest when it sparked something in him to make him go farther with it. He was asking Johnson where he got the book from, and Johnson told him about me and told him about you and told him to call me, and he called me. He was excited when he called me. So, I was excited about that, man. That was pretty nice.
Yeah, for the folks who don't know, you're talking about Blue Collar Leadership Leading from the Front Lines. It's the book that I wrote that you guys just got finished doing, and a lot of companies use it to develop their frontline entry-level people, but it actually applies to everybody at every level. But that book, anybody out there listening who hasn't discovered that book, if you read and learn what's in that book, it's just 30 chapters, 3 pages each. You read and learn what's in that book, you put it in your resume, and when you go for an interview, you start talking about the kind of stuff that's in that book. You need to be living it, but if you learn it and you start talking about it, what does that do, Jason? If somebody come up, send in you a resume, you get 10 resumes. One of them has something to do where they talk about they read personal development books and they read leadership books. There's 10 resumes there. What you gonna think about that one that maybe has a list of 10 books that they've read? They're gonna stand out.
Oh, that one
gonna not matter.
Yeah, that stand out gonna get bonus points, man. That leadership one bonus points. So I'm still gonna equal. Look at everything across the board, but that person that has personal, that's trying to develop themselves, that's gonna be my go-to guy. Because everybody, I want everybody on our team, and Jeff wants everybody on our team to self-develop. That way we're getting better. If every day you ain't waking up out of bed and want to get better, we rather you go to work for down the road MEP company. We want people on our team that want to get better, want to move up in turn. And we provide opportunity for people to move up. It's all kind of directions you can go in our company. You can come in and you could be an electrical project manager for me and say you want to be an estimator and you ship to the estimating side. Well, you don't want to be an estimator no more. You want to be a detailer. We ship you to the detailer side. So it's all kind of opportunities to grow.
That's good stuff, man. So you've read, you was talking about you started the culture book. Blue Collar Leadership and Culture is the culture book that I wrote, the 5 components for building a high-performance team. But you've read the entire book, right?
Oh, yes, sir, man. You remember you sent me one of the first copies you made, man. I had to proofread that thing for you, man. So I read it. This will be my 3rd time going through it. But, I've been through the Blue Book, probably 7 or 8 times, but it never gets old, Mr. Mack. Man, I'll go through it, with the class or a group, and we get to have a group discussion about it, just like I'm doing with the culture book. So every time I go through it, it's like it's sharpening salt, like one of Covey's habits. Dr. Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. One of your favorite books, man. One of the habits is sharpening salt, man. Once you get to the top, to the top of the chart, man. So you got a continuous improvement, and that's what Jeff, the CEO of this company, believes in: continuous improvement. We lean in with lean in leadership.
Yeah, you just described something that's it reveals your humility, and being humble is a really tremendous character trait. I just want to make sure I highlight that. I want to ask you a question about it, though, because for everybody who's not listening, who maybe hasn't read the Blue Collar Leadership Leading from the Front Lines book, again, I wrote that for the frontline entry-level person. I mean, bottom of the org chart, nobody reports to them. They just a frontline team member making it happen. But Jason, you're a VP building an electrical division for Kilgore Industry in Dallas, Texas, and you just told me you've been through that book 7, 8, 9 times.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I always take a group of guys.
Why would you want to go through that book that I wrote for an entry level person? Why would you want to go through that book so many times at your level? What is it about that content that also applies to you?
Oh, it's like the basics. You put all the basics in that book, Mr. Mack. I mean, that's a basic, solid foundation, I think, of leadership, man. If you take those basic steps and apply them, and I'm human, so I need sharpening my saw every chance I get. I want to have one of the sharpest saws in the basket, so I got to make sure I'm sharpening all the time. So any opportunity I get to self-develop, I'm going through it. It don't matter if I've read the book 4 or 5 times. I'm gonna keep going through it. I end up going through that one hundreds of times before it's over with, Mr. Matt.
That's awesome, and you've led a lot of people through the book studies. Are there any stories of examples where you've been training and developing people using this blue collar leadership content where they said something, or they did something, or they got a result, or they changed, or they transformed? You got any stories?
I got several stories, Mr. Mack. I had to get a longer podcast. I got one of my guys that worked for me, Edgar. When he first started going to the class, this is Edgar P. When he started going to the class, actually he started going to the class of my previous employer, and he just caught on fire, man. And he went back and started talking about it on the job site. And another instant, one of his, he's a master electrician, man. This guy's awesome, man. And he had one of his helpers reach out to me and said, "Man, Edgar's been talking about this blue collar leadership, man. I need to get ready. I need to come in class. I see he's changed." And actually, and Edgar knows, me and him didn't have the best relationship prior to him coming to my class. But his character, he showed me that he was trying to change and trying to work on himself. And man, that's all I need to see, man. And now Edgar's one of my top guys.
How's your relationship then?
Oh man, it's great, man. It's texting relationship, man. He texts me all the time, man. Great guy, man. One of my top guys, man.
And all that came from you learning this stuff, and then you sharing it with someone else, and then you sharing it with him. Then you guys grow together, and it changes the entire relationship.
And he's one of the guys that does it on the job site, does the nuggets on the job site. So, like I said, all my guys, I make them pass it around. And everybody talk about it, because I don't want everyone, just be stagnated on one person talking. So when we do the leadership nugget page, we just pass that page around to the next person the next week, and so everybody has a chance to read and put the input into it, man. And it's kind of like you always say, the drip, Mr. Matt. The big seminars we go to, it's a lot coming at you. So when you lead those, the big seminars are great, but so they put you on, they light you on fire, but when you leave that seminar, you have to continue to drip. If you don't continue to drip, it's going to fade away. So at Kilgore, man, we got the drip going.
Yep, and you told me, so on your team, everybody in a year, basically everybody gets about 36 hours of leadership development.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's what it all adds up to, right?
Yes, sir, and that's tremendous, man. Even if you want to say, well, we want to go work for another company, you still got those hours, You still got that training. Anytime, it goes back to what you said, if you can put training that you developing yourself on your resume, I mean, that's most any employer you're gonna hire you. I mean, you're just putting bonus points above the person who right next to you who have the same credentials that don't have that on the resume.
Yep. And I heard you talk about lean. A lot of people don't know about lean. I know all about it. That's my background. But you talk about lean manufacturing principles. How does Kilgore use lean? Why is lean manufacturing important at Kilgore Construction, Kilgore Industries?
So lean manufacturing. So we always, we have a goal to try to improve one improvement a month. Lean improvement. It's on just any one task, anything. Because I mean that goes back to Jeff pushing lean and it's continuous improvement. So it goes back to why we do leadership and everything we do is because we always continuously want to improve. So we try to look at that in every aspect, whether it's a way we file papers or it's a way we do submittals or whatever it may be, a way we sort material on a job site. Prime example, I'm using a kind of lean method of no stocking materials on this big project I'm finna do downtown Dallas. You don't supposed to stockpile materials, so I'm gonna kind of do a batch and queue flow. Get it in just exactly what I need for just that week on a job site over $5 billion project.
Yeah, you kind of doing more single piece flow and getting.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Single piece flow. That's what I mean. Not batch and queue, but single piece flow.
Yeah,
that's what I mean.
I knew you knew. Yeah, you're trying to move away from batch and queue to move more to flow, single piece flow. It ain't literally one piece, it's just the minimum. Yep. To the most efficient way to get it through there. And that makes you
without stopping it on the job site. Yes, sir.
Yep. And what's the benefit of that, Jason?
Oh man, the bottom line. I mean, you increase the bottom line. Leadership and lean increases the bottom line. If you can get all your team, it's a struggle, but if you can get your whole team across the board bought into leadership and lean, man, you're gonna stand out, and with culture above your competitor all day, and to the point that the GCs and the owners and developers rather use your firm because of the culture. If you putting apples to apples right beside each other, but you got the leadership and lean, you got a little caramel on your apple, so they're gonna pick you. You gotta do something to set yourself apart, man. Because everybody does electrical work, man. Everybody does mechanical work. Everybody does plumbing work. But when you can set yourself apart with culture, that's when you have the greatest opportunity to win.
You're exactly right, man. So we're getting ready to wrap this thing up. What about Kilgore? If there's somebody out there listening somewhere in the United States and they are gung-ho plumber or HVAC or electrician or that kind of stuff, what's something we hadn't said that they need to know? What do they need to know about Kilgore? That if they gung-ho, especially if they value character development and that sort of stuff and have a high character, because that's what you guys always want that. What do they need to know?
Absolutely. They need to know to go to KilgoreIndustries.com and apply for a resume online. That's what they need to do. And that's KilgoreInd.com.
KilgoreInd.com. And they can find out a lot about you guys, right?
Yes, sir. They can go on now, put an application, check out our website, check out the work we do, schedule a service call. They can do everything right on that website. And then they can look us up on YouTube at Kilgore Industries. They can look us up on Instagram, Kilgore Industries, and all the social media platforms.
Okay. What if somebody...
we post... So anybody needs to get with me, they can email me at jdenam, Denam, at KilgoreInd.com. Again, I might have scrambled that. So again, jdenam at KilgoreInd.com.
Okay, so that's how they can get in touch with you if they just want to talk, chat, communicate, whatever. That's the best way to reach you, so you can start building some relationship, or they might have some questions or something like that, right?
Oh yeah, any kind of questions, any kind of advice, anything, man. I'm very open to conversation and love helping people out. So, and we'd love to attract some great guys, some great character guys. So if you're tired of get treated bad at your job site and you're got good character inside, then you need to come see us.
That's a good point, man. I know a lot of people want to work at the good companies, but they ain't prepared to work at the good companies, because the good companies are good companies and they're looking for good people, hire a higher character type person. So you got to do your work. You got to do your work to show up and get to stay at a company like Kilgore. So what about you personally? Are you reading anything right now?
Yeah, I'm finishing up Built to Last, Jim Collins, another one of the books that Jeff sent me. Actually, I'm going through it twice. I like some of the stories in 20 Mile March and some of the stuff he talks about in that book. So I'm vast on. I stay reading, man. I audible to and from work Monday through Thursday, and then Friday morning, and then Friday evening I go back to some of the music I grew up on, man, going home. So
take it easy Friday evening.
Yes, sir. On Friday evening, man. But besides that, I'm developing myself on the rise to and from work. And another advice I wanted to go ahead.
Go ahead. No, you good.
No, I was saying another thing they need to do. I'll just ask one more thing that I didn't say. They need to grab that blue book you got, Mr. Mack, man. It's like I said, it's the foundation. It's like a standard for leadership, man. If you just go by them, it's got 30 chapters, smooth, 3-page chapters. They just knock those out, man. And it's called Blue Collar Leadership, Leaders from the Front Line, Blue Book. Man, it's just like $17, $15, man. And it's changed your whole life.
And really, if they want to work at Kilgore, they need to read that book. If they agree with what's in it, they'd probably make a good fit. But if they ain't interested in what's in that book, they probably don't even need to call you guys, do they?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Because that's for people who don't know, what does it mean when we're talking about character? Because a lot of people in the construction industry, they ain't never been exposed to this. They don't know what they don't know. They haven't read this kind of stuff, so they just know they want to work for a good boss. But a good boss wants a good team member, so that's what they have to do. But it's been cool talking with you, man, and I'm real proud of what you've done. And again, anybody who's listening who heard Jason today, you want to go back and listen to some of his personal journey, because I met him back in 2013, and he's been hard at it, reading, studying, growing, getting results, applying it in his life. But episode 133, 134, 135, you can learn more of Jason's personal story. So I really appreciate you making time today, Jason.
Oh, no, man, I appreciate you. I thank everybody for listening.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening to the Blue Collar Leadership Podcast. Talk to you next time.
Make it happen, or someone else will. It might as well be you. Are you serious about taking your career and your life to the next level and beyond? Check out Mac Story's Blue Collar Leadership series books and others, now available on audio, along with paperback and ebooks at Amazon, iTunes, and Audible. Please visit bluecollarleadership.com to learn about Mac's books, programs, special offers, certifications, and more. Thank you for listening to the Blue Collar Leadership Podcast.